Welcome to the podcast where we're all friends because we love all things Bravo, pop culture, and can't stop talking
Having so much fun.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Bravo should be fun.
I'm Caitlin Marshall, your host here at Besties by Bravo. Allegedly allegations, where we're in a safe space to gossip, share our thoughts, and opinions.
That girl's a liar. That girl's a liar.
About the Bravo celebrities, shows, and celebs we love, hate, and
that's when
love
Chef
to
goes,
hate.
Oh, suddenly now you're so religious?
So be cool. Don't be all uncool.
He went on a podcast claiming he had a threesome with two women from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Immediately, I was like, I wonder if it's Brandy and Carlton.
Because sometimes things may get a little, well, ridiculous.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's a spider that is coming down. Hold on. Ah! Oh my God!
It's like the Blair Witch Project or something. All you can hear in the background is, oh my God, has anybody seen my ring?
Oh my God.
I don't want to ruin the party or anything.
Have you seen my ring? Oh my God, can you look on the floor for my ring? God, someone's gonna kill me.
Don't mess with me because I will come.
What? Oh.
Feel free to leave that in for whatever entertainment purposes.
I'm so glad you're here to enjoy the fun. So, thank you for joining me on Besties by Bravo. Hi, besties. Thank you for joining us today. I have a friend, Zachary from Zachary Reality, joining me for this Tuesday podcast. Hi, Zach.
Hello. I love that intro. It was so fabulous. So many familiar faces.
Oh, thank you. I always try to warn new guests. I'm like, it's a long intro. Let me just put that out there. But yeah, it's entertaining. Giorgio and that spider are always.
Oh my God.
That's someone you could rob with a spider, honey. You could rob
funny.
me with a bee or wasp that easily. You don't need anything else. Well, Zachary and I are going to basically just have a fun little bestie chit chat about the Bravo gossip happening. Let's just start with what just came out, and it's kind of blowing my mind. Tom Sandoval seemed like he could have found a way to redemption. In my opinion, he could have found his way because we've forgiven a lot of things, right? But then he did an interview with the New York Times, and I'm not taking it out of context. He essentially compared Scandoval when he was asked why he thought it was such a big deal. He said, well, I was around for the O.J. Simpson trial and then George Floyd. And he compared the media frenzy around Scandoval to both things, including the murder of George Floyd, which sparked the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm sure you saw this, Zachary.
I actually did just see this like 15 minutes ago. And I was like, wait, what? Because somebody was posting like Katie's comments under Bravo by Betch's Instagram. And I was like, what is she commenting about? What is so mad? Who is she talking about? And then I went to go see that and I saw that and I was like, wow. Like,
Dude.
wait, what? Like, I was like, it took me a second to like realize what was going on here. I'm like, you can't compare like tragic life events to you like cheating on your partner. Like, it's not the same thing. Like,
No.
Maybe the similarity he meant was that there was a lot of media attention, but not in the same ways. Like, that's just such a reach.
A reach beyond this realm. I could not believe it. And I kind of thought, well, shit, Sandoval, you may actually go ahead and get yourself fully canceled over this. And it's something that came out of your own mouth. It's one thing, like you said, like cheating on your partner is one thing and it's a horrible thing to do. And then to go on and say this, it was just kind of it. All that kept coming to my head too was when Garcelle had said to Erica, I don't have to make you look bad. You're doing a good job on your own. And I can just hear that for Ariana.
Oh my gosh. She's just like so unbothered and she's just so positive, and I just like love seeing how she's focusing on her dreams and
Yeah.
building her empire while he is just talking about the relationship on podcasts because
Well,
that's
he's
all he
burning it down.
has. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just burning it all down. And speaking about podcasts, okay, this does not mean that anyone here is a fan of Rachel. But when I tell you, I fully laughed out loud at the promo team put together for episode 10. I mean, y'all, it was okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, wow. Wow. And she even because we know Rachel didn't put this together. It was her team. So we'll say the team even put as a cover for this Instagram reel, which is also on TikTok. I believe it's on TikTok now. The photo of a burn book, very much doing a callback to Monica.
That was crazy.
This was less of a fail than what we saw of Monica's burn book, but here's the thing. Sheena can drive me kind of nuts. It's not, I don't dislike her. And I know a lot of people that she can be divisive in the sense that people either really like her or they really don't. And there are a lot of people that I can just be like, you know what? It's neither or. Sometimes she just says things that I'm like, girl, it ain't about you. And stop taking team guys, be a girl's girl type of thing. That's usually where my issues lie with her. I think Sheena hyperfixates. And because in this video, it's just a compilation of from the after show of Vanderpump Rules where she's like, well, I can't wait to see what she does on episode 10 because everyone's going to get tired of hearing her talk about, Scandival and Sandoval. And they cut together these clips of it just being nonstop of Sheena saying the times, Sandoval, Scandival, Tom, worm with a mustache, Billy Lee, Sandoval. And this gave me the throwback of Rob can hang a TV in under 2 minutes. Rob, it's on brand for Sheena. She's got a family. I get. We all were doing the podcasting and all the things during Scandival. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here, but it was, I have to say, I hate giving Rachel any point. But while she's in the negative on that score system, she gained one.
Yeah. I guess my take would be that was hilarious. I think that whether it was her who put it together, her team, I think that was savage. I think it was a good playback because obviously like Rachel screwed over her friend. She screwed over Sheena. Sheena has every right to kind of speak her piece on that. I do think there is the other aspect where Tom Sandoval was kind of expressing to Sheena as well on this season that like Sheena did take it too far. And, maybe she just really she revealed a lot of intimate details about their personal lives that weren't on the show that could have been a little violating, and I think that she did talk about it a lot for a long time. And that's what the fans want. That's what gets her numbers up. So of course she's doing it for business and that's what she's good at. And she has a great podcast. So, I do you, that works for you. It works for you. But I also think Rachel, if she wants to clap back, she deserves to clap back because that's what the nature of the game is. And now she has a podcast. So I appreciated the play. I see both sides and that was a little funny. I got a chuckle.
Yeah, it was funny. I just, yeah. So, now staying on the topic of Sheena and podcasts. Oh my God. Yeah, let me just say this. When Billy Lee first was on Pump Rules, I was like, okay, yeah, bring the inclusivity. I'm down with this. And sometimes she would miss the mark on where she had legitimate reason, in my opinion, to be outraged, to have moments of, making things where she could have had better moments in the platform to be a voice for the LGBTQIA community. And she's just now annoying the shit out of me because it's like, how can you be so vehemently Team Sandoval at this point? And Billy has been alleging that Sheena approached her for a threesome. And I'm real tired of these threesome rumors about any of the Bravo Lebs because I'm just kind of like, guys, come on. It's tired. It's not the taboo topic it used to be. Is it still a little scandalous? Sure, whatever. But Sheena ended up clearing it up because anyone who believed that Sheena was like, oh my God, Billy Lee, let's have a threesome. Let's do this. Come on. Come on.
Mhm. It seemed
I
like it
may
was
be
just a
dumb, but I'm
joke.
stupid.
It seemed like it was just a joke that
Yeah.
maybe that Sheena made or her boyfriend at the time made. So
Rob,
I
yeah.
think that, Billie Lee was just saying it as a joke. Maybe she was trying to get like a dig at Sheena. Maybe she's
Mhm.
not pro Sheena since she is so close with Tom Sandoval. So maybe she was just kind of reaching to kind of get a dig at her.
Mhm.
So that's probably all it was. In regards to like Billie Lee's loyalty to Sandoval, it just seems like that's her friend. She is
Mm.
closest to him out of everyone in the group. That's who she's ride or die with. So, people are loyal to who they're loyal to, regardless if your friends make mistakes. I think some people choose to stand by their friends.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to choose to look at it like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think personally I find it a little opportunistic on little more than a little opportunistic on Billy's end. And as far as we know right now, Sheena and Sandoval are okay, not like they used to be, but they're on better terms. So it was kind of like, why are you participating in this ridiculous rumor or spreading this? And
Well, I mean, you can't control what other people say when you're on the podcast with them. If it
no, I'm
comes out
talking
of
about
their
Billy. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, like I said, I think Billy just wanted to dig at Sheena maybe in some way, or maybe it was
Yeah.
just a joke. I didn't listen, so I don't know like the context, but I definitely think it was probably like that.
Yeah. Well, let's just switch gears here. Well, we have one more that we need to clear up as well. I don't know
Oh.
where the rumor about Jackson Brittany splitting up started.
I think that was
My
on
thought
Reddit.
is,
I saw that on
yeah,
someone posted it from Reddit, I think.
Reddit can be so on fire sometimes that it's like juicier than any Instagram you can find.
Right?
It's wild. Partly because, not partly, I think mostly because it's anonymous for the
Yeah.
most part. And so people feel free to speak their mind. And
Mhm.
I'm just such a lurker. I'm always too scared to say anything because I'm like, someone's gonna be like, that's how Caitlyn says LOL. Like always too nervous. But so the rumor
Mm.
about Jackson Brittany splitting. We've seen this rumor before. They've had their ups and downs in their relationship. We know that. And we have the Valley coming out soon.
Mm.
I personally do not think that there's any, at least, legitimate to this that is them being like, yeah, we're living separate lives, what have you. Could they have had some issues? Sure, because we know they have. We know he went through the cheating spell, and hopefully that's done. Jax Taylor, Mr. Couchy. But I'm really hoping that there's not another rotten hail moment. But I think it's just basically, I'm just saying all this to clear up. I really don't believe that that's what's happening. They just filmed this show. They're trying to get the promos for it. Do what you got to do. We're going to watch. We are. But you don't need to do that. Just saying.
I don't think they were behind that. I don't think
No, I
that
don't think
they
they were.
care. And I didn't believe it as soon as I saw it. I was like, there's no way. Like, this is so hard to believe. I did see Jax like responded to some Instagram
Mhm.
comments, clearing it up, just let people talk. I
Yeah.
think that Jax's attitude is really funny. Like, I think as he's gotten older and like just kind of like I've interviewed him a couple times. Like, I really appreciate how he's just like he kind of rolls things off the tongue too. I don't think he would ever he's committed to Brittany. I think that they're
Yeah.
really committed to each other. So I definitely didn't believe that.
No, I think that might be the PR machine doing that, or just someone
I don't
who's
know.
trying to stir up some shit. Because I mean, sometimes,
But we
especially
can't take people's word from God if it's coming from Reddit.
no, absolutely not. Some of the things
So,
I've seen on there, I'm like, are y'all okay? Come on.
so that got sometimes stuff like that gets fire on social media so quickly and then it burns out in a day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's part of why I just thought, you know what, let's just clear this up. Because I even saw it was mentioned at the crappies and things like that. So let's just, and I love Watch What Crap. And so y'all, please don't think I'm taking some sort of a dig. I'm just saying like it gained enough traction for it to be mentioned. Now on to what we thought was an actual breakup that apparently is not. Larsa and Marcus. I just
Oh my goodness.
Larsa's just she is out of this world sometimes because there was the whole thing Super Bowl Sunday. If y'all remember, I spoke on this on a previous episode, maybe last week or yeah, it was last week because the Super Bowl is last week. Okay, what time frame am I in here? Okay. Anywho, Larsa was posting all these cryptic things in her Instagram stories saying like, "Oh yeah, make sure you're choosing the right man, the man you choose to be with, blah 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 blah."
Very like high school to me.
Yes. And they both wiped each other from their Instagram grids, which we all know that's an archive move. You don't actually delete anything.
But like, who even? It must have been that bad of a fight to do that, because like, even if you break up with someone, you're not going to delete the pictures right away. And it was so confusing when that happened because they were just at the Miami Housewives reunion together. And I really did like their dynamic on Traitors. We didn't see much of it because they both went home early, but
Yeah.
I just felt like what we've gotten to know of Marcus seems like such a gentleman and such a kind like guy. I always questioned why he was with Larsa, just because she's
Right?
well, just I love watching Larsa on TV. She's amazing, but she just is so much drama and she just seems really immature. Little like Peter Pan syndrome. Like she still thinks she's like 25, and like you do you. I love Larsa's attitude. I love her attitude about how she just like lives her life and gives no F. So keeping in you. I do think she's authentic to herself, but it just felt like such a crazy move to be back together. I guess that was like paparazzi that was probably scheduled. Like maybe they just got into a fight. It was just really confusing. I don't know if people really do that for press or if it was really just a fight and then they got back together in a day. And like, that's why her friends didn't want to unfollow him because they knew that they were going to get back together.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what she posted. Like, should your friends unfollow your ex? Like,
it was just so sudden. It's like, what? We've never had an implication that there was any problems.
No.
So what you're showing us is not the reality.
Exactly. And, going into how Marcus has always seemed like an upstanding guy, we did see that Julia Lemagova said on, it was Dorinda's podcast, I believe, that there were some horrible comments, quote unquote, that Marcus made at the reunion, the Miami reunion. And she's not the only one who was saying that he may have gone fairly low in some way, shape, or form. And she's not the only one who insinuated that we would be looking at him differently. And, I'm kind of like, what could he have said at this point? There are lots of things, but what could I imagine him actually having said? And it's hard for me to imagine because I feel like he is so kind of laid back, and he lets Larsa be kind of the pit bull in things because it's true. Larsa does tend to be very Peter Pan. Sometimes it reminds me a little bit of Monica, the way you're going to go low. Oh, honey, I'm going lower than the ground. And that's how they both operate. And to me, it's really infuriating when I'm like, dude, you don't have to say that much. But Larsa has been helping herself some by being I'm surprised I'm saying this, but a voice of reason more recently on Miami, calling out Lisa Hochstein whenever she was really going after Kiki and just being, on another level. But, she wasn't really yelling at the other ladies for yelling at the other ladies.
I'll believe it when I see it with this whole Marcus rumor with the reunion. I mean, these girls talk so much crap all the time. Like I've always really liked Marcus from what I saw of him on Traitors and Miami. So I'm excited to see what happens at the reunion. I'm going in to get the tea. I want the Traitors reunion tea as well from Marcus and Larsa. Like what happened? These two reunions will definitely give us a lot of context. So I'm sad.
Yeah, and I tried to pull up, speaking of reunions, the Beverly Hills reunion looks came out today, and I was going to put it on the screen, but for whatever reason, it's the size of an icon. So I'm just going to kind of talk about now Beverly Hills with Zachary. We're really... I normally I love doing recaps, like detailed recaps of the episodes, but these last two, they've been pretty... bleh.
Yeah, they have. They totally have. The Spain trip was just very like, I don't know. It just felt like like a soap opera. Like these moments release. I don't know. I think the finale is going to be so good. I'm totally sat for the finale. There also was just this clip of Buying Beverly Hills where Mauricio was talking to his daughters about the separation. So I feel like maybe the reason why Kyle and Mauricio have not been able to be fully transparent is because it's to be seen. It's to be that's what these episodes are for, and the reunion.
Exactly.
So I think sometimes we really do have to wait all season to get to the good stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
excited, and that's what I'm really excited for as we get to some of these finales.
Exactly. Yeah. And just like you mentioned for Buying Beverly Hills, Miriam here said that Mauricio, in the 30-second clip of Buying Beverly Hills, told us more than Kyle did the entire season. And that's the thing is, when it comes to these shows, how much do you have to show, especially if you have a family and you have children
Mhm.
involved? And that's where it can get a little dicey. I think a lot of people's frustrations with Kyle, and let me also put this disclaimer because I feel like I have to say this all the time this season. I have always liked Kyle. I tend to feel like I'm in the minority in that.
I like Kyle.
Yeah, thank you.
I've always
I
liked
always,
Kyle.
I have too. I'm only frustrated by her the way she is operating on a different standard for herself compared to the standard she holds to everyone else. If
Mm.
she weren't the one in everyone's face saying,
Mhm.
just be honest for years, then I wouldn't
Mhm.
have a lot to say in that regard. And I also do understand you don't have to show everything like I'm saying when you have children. And Portia, she's a teenager. She's not even off at college yet. So I do have a respect and understanding for that. It's just difficult because the dynamic between her and Mauricio is we're not getting enough information from Kyle on it, in my opinion, to understand why she seems to have such, I'm not going to say vitriol, but you can see the daggers in her eyes at him during the
She's
scenes.
she's fed up with some of his antics. I think she's fed up with how busy he has been with his career
Mhm,
and maybe she just feels like he chose a little bit of a different lifestyle than
mhm.
she has wanted.
Yeah,
It's very confusing. It
it
just
is.
feels like it could be which is probably confusing for them.
Yeah.
It's a separation. It's a trial separation so they can date
Mhm.
other people and see, and maybe they'll find their way back to each other and they'll grow old together, or maybe they'll just remain good friends in a family unit. I think that's what it is. I don't know exactly what led to it, and hopefully we get more details on this
That's the
finale and the
thing.
reunion. It's to be seen, but that's where
Mhm,
I look at it as a viewer. I love both of them. I support both of them, and I
mhm.
can't wait to hear more about it. It just feels like we've waited a really long time, but like we knew that, and that's kind of how press works. When they leak
Yeah,
things about the seasons before they start, then it's like we still have to start from the beginning. Even though if we get the tea in the press, we still have
yeah.
to go through the beginning and go through the whole story with the shows. So I don't know. It'd be interesting if there was no press and some of these shows stayed more under wraps.
See, that's the point right there is, there are things like to be looked at. For example, the reason why the Salt Lake City finale worked so well, to
Yeah.
be honest, is because these women didn't go on their own podcasts and other podcasts and talk about it.
Hmm.
They let it be a full-blown under wraps secret, and we haven't seen any of the shows. I'm not just talking about Housewives, but any of the shows really keep things in like that. And really, there's only so much you can keep in at a certain point. But that being said, I think it would benefit Kyle, or would have benefited Kyle during filming, to be a little more open about her issues with Mauricio, so that we're not seeing him going, yeah, I love going to therapy with you, whatever you want to talk about. Oh, wow, you're blindsiding me with this, you're blindsiding me with that. Because if we had it, because I went into this and I'm still team Kyle. I mean, hello. But it's like I went into this more adamantly team Kyle, but then I'm like, God, he's acting like he's wanting to do the work, but then we also aren't seeing how much he's not there. And I think she has dropped those hints, but I'm hoping, really for her own sake, that she, not for us, but for her, that she can be like, okay, here's what's up. you
Well,
know?
yeah, and maybe there was just like she didn't know what was happening at the time. Maybe
Mhm.
there was too much to lose, I think, because it was such a fragile environment and they didn't want to put stuff out there on the show that was like premature, especially with the
Yeah.
kids. I understand her being more reserved about it with the other women because it doesn't seem like those are her real friends anymore, and it's just a coworker cast.
Yeah.
She used to have so many real friends on the show, and that was so evident. And now I
Mhm.
just feel like, who are they bringing in? Anne Marie? But you know what? I love Kyle and I support her, and I just can't wait to see what happens. I guess I will be disappointed if we don't get
I
answers.
better, yeah.
But that's why we have the coming episodes. So I'll
Yeah.
give her that.
Yeah, we get that reunion coming up, and ugh, it's kind of difficult that the reunion was filmed before Housewife and the Hustler Part 2 came out because Erica was she not what she is still, for all intents and purposes, having a fantastic season. She's been funny, she's gotten herself together, she's picked herself up, and then you see the Housewife and the Hustler, and oy, because she did talk about last season. Gosh, was last really? It feels like years ago that it was the whole Kathy Hilton and Aspen
Yeah, last year.
drama. Doesn't it feel like it was so much longer ago?
Yeah.
So much longer.
Year and a
Uh,
half ago.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Well, it was on that Aspen trip that she, when they played the Two Truths and a Lie game, said,
I've won a wiretap for an FBI investigation.
and it turned out that was the whole thing that they mentioned on episode 2 of Housewife and the Hustler, where she wore a wiretap when they accused her costume designers, which, oh my God, that story broke my heart.
Erica's real life is a movie.
Yeah.
And she is the best actress ever. She's so theatrical. I mean, I think
Yes.
I haven't seen Housewife and the Hustler 2 yet.
Okay.
Very unfortunate. I've been wanting to watch it, haven't got around to it yet, but I did watch the first one. I can't wait to watch the second one. I will be tuned in for Erica's spin-off too, the documentary with her Vegas. I mean, she's so fascinating, this character. I mean, I know it's her real life and there's so much unfortunate events, but it's like, I also sometimes just look at her as pure entertainment because that's what she just gives.
She's a showman, Zachary. That's what she does.
She's a showman. She's so fun to watch. I want to see the dynamics change next season for Beverly Hills. I really was disappointed, I think, in this season compared to previous seasons when I used to say Beverly Hills was like the best ever.
Because it was.
It was. I really like Jersey, Salt Lake right now. But I want to, Beverly Hills needs a huge cast shakeup. I mean,
they do.
They're not real friends anymore.
Mm-mm.
And I kind of want to cut out Anne-Marie and I want to cut out Crystal.
See, I like Crystal I like that she doesn't reach for drama when she doesn't feel like it's there. But when it's there, if she gets triggered, there she goes. I love now, how do I put this in the way that I actually mean it? I like watching Dorit. I don't like her behavior. She's driven me nuts from day one, but I also like watching her, which is—
You like looking at her. I like to look at Dorit.
Yes.
When Dorit is on the screen, when Dorit talks, my eyes are glued because she's just so fascinating and she's beautiful and her style and everything about her is she's just so gorgeous inside and outside. I mean, she's just captivating.
It's listening to her when she's being ignorant.
That happens too as well. I don't know how much longer Dorit has a place on this show either. I think she really struggles to like make genuine friendships with the other women. And I just think with so many of the genuine friendships leaving the show and, fake new ones coming in, it's just really changed the dynamic.
Truly, it has. And I think, she maybe needs to go to friend of for now. Just because,
that's fine.
It's not that I'm— okay, let me just be real. I'm not totally interested in what's going on in her life all the time. There are other women in the cast that we still have. I would be more interested in seeing what else is going on in their lives. So, there's that. I'm really hoping, they gave us these 2 episodes that were just the filler episodes that were tying loose ends so that we can get some sort of, not solution, but conclusion that we go, okay, because it doesn't have to be explosive and drama and fighting all the time. That's not what we all are craving. Sometimes we just are like, what are we even watching? Like you may as well be watching Big Brother of people just pretending to have conversations that mean something to them. Speaking of Big Brother, okay, Traitors. Now, if y'all haven't, it's so good. If y'all haven't watched it and you're wanting to watch it, here's your spoiler alert. We're going to chit chat about it for just a second.
Yes.
I have to tell you, Zachary, I am nervous because what happens? These faithfuls are onto Phaedra.
Yeah.
They're already onto her. And let's say, what if Kate doesn't accept becoming a traitor.
She's
Then what
going to
happens?
accept.
Well, right, but let's play the what
Well,
if game
we
because
c
Kate
and then
hates doing
Kate
the physical stuff.
I made a video about this last week, and I did the what
Mm,
if game, and I said, if Kate accepts being a traitor and they all go for Phaedra, what if Kate came back to this show midway through the season after her season 1 shenanigans and takes this shit home by herself? I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the Faithfuls are gonna win like 4 or 5 of them at the end. That is my
yeah.
prediction. No spoilers. I don't know anything, but I can't wait to see what happens. It is I think it's time that we kind of wrap this up. We have a few
Yeah.
more episodes left, and I need to just like it was a bingeable show last year, and I love that they spaced it out. It's been great for fan interaction and recap, but I'm just really looking forward to seeing the final few episodes.
I wanted to binge it. This is one of those that I just wanted to binge. If they wanted to make us wait a week or if they wanted to do it the way they do Love
3
is
weeks.
Blind.
Yeah, I love the Love is Blind format. It's like the
Yes.
best. Drop 2 or 3 per week.
It sucks you in,
Mhm.
which, oh my God, by the way, okay, because you're Zachary Reality. You do all reality.
Yes, I do.
How are you feeling about this season of Love is Blind?
I like it. It's great. It just got started. I just kind of really got into it last night, watching 4, 5, and 6. So I do have some hot takes. It's my favorite show that I cover right now is Bachelor, and then
Okay.
Traitors. I love watching Vanderpump, and I watch Potomac Housewives as well.
Mhm.
Beverly Hills. I don't even know what else is on, but I'm watching.
Summer House is starting this week.
Yes, I'm watching Love Is Blind, and I mean, where do we start? I mean, Kelsey does look like Megan Fox, and so do you.
Oh my God. Well, you are far too kind. I want to note that I did not say that. Y'all don't come for me. But it's funny because I was gonna make a video about this, but so much other shit's been happening.
Yeah.
I see the similarities. The only thing that I think the main reason, in my opinion, people would have a reason to go after her for even saying it is that's not part of the experiment. You're not supposed to say what you look like. And so it gave this guy, Jimmy, an image in his head, which I think if it weren't for that, I think Jimmy might have chosen Jess. And I think, and I can't remember the name of the guy that
Trevor.
Chelsea was talking to. Okay, there you go. They were a better match, in my opinion. I was really surprised that it was Chelsea and Jimmy.
I think Chelsea and Jimmy chose logically and like what they thought they had to do and what they should do. And it was like a timing thing. And then I remember when Jessica was like, would you have did this if I talked to you first? Or somebody said that. And I'm just like, probably, but I think it's going to be a mess with Jimmy and Chelsea. I think we have some good drama ahead of us to watch. I'm excited. Popcorn's ready. And I think that Trevor and Jessica need to get together because they are the two exes, but they actually have a lot more in common and they would be really hot together. Yeah.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Because what we're going to see very much play out is what we all already know. Love is not blind. You don't have to actually look like Megan Fox or actually look this way or that way. It's about what you personally are attracted to. And we know when Jimmy sees Jess, because obviously Megan Fox is kind of his type. And so I'm not saying Jess looks like her, but I do see where Chelsea has been told that. Okay. I want to make that clear. She's got the nose.
She looks just like Megan Fox. I'm totally here for it.
Yeah, I see it. I feel like people are kind of saying that she doesn't only because she's not the same physical size as Megan Fox, but Megan Fox is like a 00, okay? Chelsea's beautiful. I do think she's beautiful. She's
the undercover haters.
Yeah.
She is beautiful. She looks just like Megan Fox. I think they actually do look alike. I kind of like the comparisons with the Adele thing too.
Oh, Adele. Okay, interesting. I see Megan Fox more, and y'all don't come for us because
don't come for the Housewives, honey.
Yeah,
I was like, weren't we about to talk Traitors, and then it switched to Love Is Blind so quickly?
I know. Well, it's a real conversation. That's the way
I know, right?
But also, why don't they ever think about having any of the Love Is Blind people on Traitors? Okay, let me just say
not
that.
yet. They're casting season 3. I could totally see that happening.
Oh yeah, like what was it that Bartice might have been? I feel like Bartice would be good on Traitors. But yeah,
Jake would be good.
Yes, but he already did House of Villains, so
yeah, but it's a year and it's a year gap.
Yeah,
time. Johnny Bananas did both like back to back.
That's true. That's what I was just trying to remember. I'm like, wasn't there someone else?
Yeah.
But yeah. So okay, I'm sorry. Back to Traitors. I've been like sitting there going, okay, well, let's say Kate didn't accept this invitation to become a traitor, then they all already know it's Phaedra. And I'm sorry, I love watching Phaedra fake her way through this.
But is she
It is
doing a good job
hysterical.
though? Like I just can't tell
Yes.
because like they've been on to her for a couple weeks and she's had the protection of Dan and Parvati. And now that they're gone, like with Peter still being there and like them not, and she might not be able to eliminate someone if she recruits Kate. Like you have to
Yeah.
sometimes make a decision. So I think she could be screwed next episode. And then I think Kate really could take the power because I don't know how Phaedra
Mhm.
can get out of this now. The traitors
No.
are just, I mean, the faithfuls are just really smart this season.
They are. They are playing all these mind games. And I'm not like a big survivor person or a big, big brother person. I way back in the day when it all very first started when we were kids. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is interesting. And I feel like they're doing a lot of throwback like survivor moves, like with the torches and things like that.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, then what? They all figure out it's Phaedra, but this is where I'm like, okay, does production kind of have to step in a little bit and
Well,
be like, no, you have to take the
I don't
invitation?
know because I wondered if they did step in when they did that fire challenge, like inadvertently, like they didn't like because they can't step in, like it's like illegal allegedly, like apparently, like I think it's illegal to step in a game show. So
Oh,
yeah, they can't do that. Like, but I guess if maybe they can infiltrate, I'm sure that they could
they
have.
have to do something.
They have to do something, but there is how many episodes left? I think 4. So if the faithfuls win, let's say next episode, then then they can't win because there's still more
Yeah,
episodes, right? So
right.
it's interesting because I don't know if we know the exact day of the finale, but you can kind of calculate how many people go
Hmm.
home, and then you can kind of tell where things will land. So Phaedra might
Hmm.
have a chance, but if Kate accepts it, then Kate is going to be the one driving these final few episodes home as a traitor.
She cracks me up.
She's
I
very funny, very
I
very
love
funny.
watching her. I love watching her.
Oh, do you see this comment? Kelly
Yes,
says,
I'm just about to, yeah.
"Yeah, read that."
Kelly at Kelly Leck, I believe is what that says. I'm sorry. She said they said Kate has to choose traitor or die. That's
Okay.
correct. I forgot about that. Yes.
She was in that
So
dungeon with the fire. Oh, so dramatic.
I love how she was asking, "Can I get some champagne?"
So, but she
she
was going to choose it anyway. But I guess that's kind of a decision for Kate because she wanted to die last year. So I'm sure she would have loved that decision last year.
she's so funny. I mean, she's
She's
over
funny.
it half the time, but I think she likes being there. But she's also like, "What the fuck is this
Well,
shit?
now
I'm
she
not
knows
into
the
it."
drill, and now she's here for a second time, and she's getting her bag.
Yeah.
She doesn't need the money. She just needs to stay around as many episodes as possible to get her bag. So I think she's going to
Yeah.
totally become a traitor.
I sure hope so because I'm like I said, I'm not usually into the gaming shows. And
Yeah.
sometimes like the little challenges, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Is it sometimes funny watching, especially, like how Sheree and Kate and Phaedra were like, oh, haggis, 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 which was the safe word on this challenge when they were getting like maggots and bugs and snakes and all that dumped on them. I was like, are we doing Fear Factor or is this Traitors? But I think they're so much fun to watch. And I have just really been enjoying it too. And Alan
Yeah.
Cummings was on the Watch What Happens Live episode. I was fortunate to go see. And did you end up getting to go to Watch What Happens Live when you were there?
Yes, I got to go
Good.
twice, which was so
Oh
much
my
fun. So I
God.
went in the audience and saw Karen Huger and Dr. Jackie.
That's a
And
good
then
one.
I got to go with Allie and James the next night, which was
Mhm.
different because it was like live at night because the Karen one was
Right.
pre-taped. So it was so much fun to see What Happens Live. It's just like BravoCon, but like
Yeah.
it's different. It's a good show. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Andy's such a good host.
He is, and you kind of feel like you've been there 500 times already, but not at the same time. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
how else to
exactly.
explain it. Well, I'm glad you did get to go.
Yeah.
Zachary, I know you have to go. Thank you so much for joining. Can you please tell everyone exactly where to find you and do the whole promo for yourself, honey?
Yes, everything is at Zachary Reality. So find me on YouTube. I do Bachelor recaps and Traitors recaps, and then I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Zachary Reality. I love talking Bachelor Nation, Love Is Blind, all reality TV. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. We did
Course.
just hang out in New York last week, so
Yeah.
it's great to kind of see you again.
Yeah,
Familiar
reconnect.
face.
Yes, sir. And we'll do it again soon. So thank you
Absolutely.
again, Zachary. And thank you everyone for joining. I'll just do a quick hello to I said hi to Miriam earlier. Hi, Adam. Hi, Kelly. And Hi, also Kelly. Okay. Thank you again for joining, Zachary. And I will see you all on Thursday, besties. I will talk to you soon. Bye.